In this box, I think is potentially the future of putter fittings, and not only putter fittings, the way that we buy putters going forward. Evnroll EV series, let's jump into it. Everything that you need to know, and I'll show you what is in this box because I think it is mental. Down here at UK Golf Academy, and they have got their hands on and are now stockists, which is rare because Evnroll, as you know, is very, very hard to get hold of. It's one of them brands where you don't always see it in the pro shops. You maybe have to buy it online without actually getting custom fit for it. But I think with what they've done this year, a custom fitting is going to be absolutely essential. So starting off with the different heads, I think there's about 5 or 6 different heads available at this very second. You've got more of like a mallet style in the EV12, which is this one here. You've got my tried and tested, the new version of the ER2, it's the EV2, so almost like a notchback sort of blade putter. You then have more of your sort of traditional kind of mallet fang design, like Odyssey 7, Scotty Cameron Futura, X5, that type of design. But what we're going to be focusing on more so today, what you can actually do with these putters, and why I think it's actually going to change the golf putter space forever. So we're going to get rid of the ER EV2, which is similar to the Evnroll ER2. I'm going to put some comparisons on the screen to you now. That is the putter that I not currently use, but currently have. And we're going to focus on this here, because this is one putter, but it's actually around about 5. Let me elaborate. This is going to blow your mind, okay? So in my hand here, I have the Evnroll EV5.2. So in prior years, in old-fashioned days, should we say, if you went to Evnroll and you bought an Evnroll ER5, you would be stuck with an Evnroll ER5. And that is the same across all golf manufacturers. If you buy a putter, if you want a new putter, you ditch that one and you buy a new one. But this is 2023, this is Evnroll, and that has now changed because in this case, we have everything. And what I mean by everything is what we can do with these is we can actually take off these back bits here by unscrewing these bits here, and you can change it to whatever other style of mallet putter you want. This is the EV5.2 we've got in here. This is the EV5.3. So we can actually take the EV5.2 off and put the EV5.3 on. Of course, you can change the weights at the back. You can make it heavier, you can make it lighter. If you don't want the EV5.3, you can put the EV5.1 on. I'll show you, it's literally as easy as this. So off comes the EV5.2, and you're sitting at home and you're thinking, do you know what? I don't really like the shape of my fang putter anymore. I want to change to something different. I really like the style of this. Usually you'd have to go to the shelf and you'd have to buy this style of Evnroll putter. Not anymore. You simply clip it on to the bottom, do the screws up, and you have a brand new style of putter. But what else you can do, I'm sat in a right weird position here, aren't I? You've guessed it, well you might not have guessed it, so I'll show you. You can completely choose what style of shaft you want. So you've got inline slant, you've got long slant, you've got long plumber neck, you've got mid slant, which is something close to what I would game. So in this fitting kit, you have 6 different shafts, to pick from. You have 5 different heads designs to pick from. I think 15 or 20 different weights to pick from. So you can literally buy one putter and turn it into a completely different putter without buying a new putter, if that makes sense. So let's actually hit some putts with them then. I'm going to start off with the EV2, which is almost a carbon copy of my ER2, but now obviously it has transferable weights in here. You can change the weight of these. The old ER2, if you are an owner of that, you do not have that option here, but you do have it in the EV2. So I'm just going to roll some putts with this, move on to a couple of the other heads, let you know what I'm feeling, and then I'm going to go into the price breakdown of actually how much it costs to, it's like a pick and mix, to pick and mix your putter. That's what I'm going to call it. To pick and mix your putter, what are the price breakdowns? Just so all you guys at home know. But let's start with the EV2, and at address that sits exactly the same as my ER2. Sits nice and square, weight's really nice, and that would have went dead center of the cup. I would say it feels a little bit light in my hands, lighter than some other putters I've tested, but it definitely still has that more of a clicky, firmer feeling off the face that you'd expect from an Evnroll putter. Now, not to give you a putting lesson or to go into too much detail, but obviously if you are going to buy one of these EV2s, they are more of a toe hang putter, so they're going to promote a stroke that's more sort of a round, a curved stroke rather than a straight back and through. Just something to note. More of a curved stroke. And it does roll really nicely. Then we'll move on to probably my favorite of the bunch, I would say, the EV 5.2. Now, I think this looks absolutely pure, and I usually am a big fan of all murdered out putters, but the two-tone sort of finish on that with the matte black of the fangs and then the chrome sort of matte chrome insert on the front with the Evnroll in red on the back and on the face, I think that is a really, really good looking putter. I mean, and that sits so good at the golf ball. So nice. It's a little bit shallow, the face, so you can the ball sort of protrudes a little bit higher, but you've got some line-up lines on the back of the fang and you've got some line-up lines on the top of the blade, and that just sits delightfully. That is dead center as well. Now again, like I mentioned, you can change the weights in the back of these to sort of make it a little bit heavier, a little bit lighter. Personally, what's in this from stock feels a little bit heavier than the EV2, a little bit more stable. That is so nice. Moving on to the one that doesn't really appeal to me, but might appeal to you. It is the old Big Daddy, the Evnroll 12, I think it is. I'll check that though. It is, EV12, and is that to pick up the balls here, man?
Well, I did try and look at that earlier in the video.
Well, here's the test. If it is, then that's the one downside of having like this style of putter. If you've got like a tailor-made Spider, or if you've got a putter that's a big sort of mallet and it doesn't have that little scoop feature at the end, there's nothing more annoying than not being able to just scoop that ball up. So if this works, I've seen it in a couple of other putters before and it is trash, it never works. If this works and it's not too much ag, then this is a really nice addition to this. Moment of truth. Oh. There you go. I don't know why that's in there then. If it's not for that, what is that for, Evnroll? Makes no sense. Let's roll a few with this. This is very much your tailor-made Spider, traditional sort of mallet design. Looks very similar. You've got a line-up line going straight through the back of this one, chrome sort of arches, and then a matte black top. Significantly heavier than the others, and I would say it comes off the face quite a bit quicker. You'd have to be a little bit softer from that first hit there. I definitely feel like I have to be hitting these a little bit softer than what I was with the others. Again, the dress at the ball is really nice, big line-up sight, sits nice and square. Just, I'll roll one more with it. It's nice and stable, just a little bit on the heavy side for me. Might have just caught the left edge, that one. But let's actually get into the price breakdown. How much does it cost to pick and mix these putters? I really like the idea. Get down in the comments, let me know if you think it's a good idea. Being able to change the neck, being able to change the weights, being able to change the, it's not the face, is it? Because the face is the same, but trying to change the sort of rear end of your blade, of your mallet putter. I like the concept. Might have to come clean. Now, price of these are $419 per putter, okay? And there's a problem with that because throughout this whole video, I've been telling you one thing, but it's actually something different. Come and take a seat, I'll tell you. So all the heads in my hand, the one that I didn't show you is the EV8. I think there is 7 different styles heads for you to choose from. I may have just lied to you for the start of this video. Looking on My Golf Spy, who obviously put a lot of time and effort into these reviews and stuff, it actually turns out that you can get custom fit, you can pick from all the different heads, you can put it on the face, you can try all the different putters, but it doesn't look like you can actually just buy, say, the EV 5.2 if you already are using the EV 5.3. Now, why you can't do that makes absolutely no sense to me. And get in the comments and let me know if I'm wrong. If you go and get fit for an Evnroll and you get fit into the EV 5.2 in, say, a short slant shaft, if you then decide you don't want a short slant shaft and you want a different type of shaft and you no longer want the 5.2, you want the 5.1, you can't actually just buy it and screw it on, which I think if that is the case, they've missed a massive trick here, because I was so gassed about that when I got this kit. I thought that's what you could do, but it turns out you might not actually be able to do that. So yeah, the kit is amazing. The fitting options are nothing like I've ever seen before. The putters roll so purely. They look great behind the ball at address. They feel great off of the face. Some feel a little bit firmer than others that we've already touched on. But Evnroll, if you're watching this video, which I'm sure you are, sort it out, make it available that you can just buy the EV 5.1 or the EV 5.2, because that would be a jump forward in the right direction. What you've done at the moment is just put a fitting kit together and then we just buy a normal putter like we always have. Which, don't get me wrong, the Evnrolls are great, but not as exciting really, is it? If you've enjoyed the video, hit the subscribe button, ring the bell, you'll be notified every time we upload a new golf video. Like this video as well, it helps bump the algorithm so more of you golfers can see our videos. And as always, we'll see you in the next one. Great.